Now we're going to discuss a bit about Decal Machine. Now, like I said before, you don't need Decal Machine to complete the course, but we would highly recommend it. Super useful for detailing, and we use it all the time. So Decal Machine, first of all, I do want to mention that I have my Decal Machine key mapped to the V key, simply because the Decal Machine hotkey is D, but that's also the same hotkey for Box Cutter. So if you want to remap your hotkey for Decal Machine, you just go up here to Preferences, Add-ons, you're going to search for Decal Machine, and you can actually just go in here and find the key map section right here, and you can just, click in here and then press whatever key you want to map your Decal Machine to. So once you're in Decal Machine, by default you're probably not going to have every single menu I have. These are just decal packs I've collected over time. We'll discuss a bit about decal packs in a separate video. For now, I want to introduce the basics. So you'll probably have like 3 menus here. One's going to be the aircraft section, one's going to be the example section, and I think you'll have one titled My Decals and also this example sheet. Anyways, these are the default ones that come with the Decal Machine. So if you want to apply a decal, you press whatever hotkey for Decal Machine, come in here, choose a decal. Perhaps we'll choose something like this. Right, and you can do all the same operations, scale it up, grab it around. It's literally just a plane, that's all it is. So what I do is I grab it and I hold Control, and I can snap it to the surface. And if you can't, just make sure your snap settings are set to face with align rotation to target enabled. Once you've found a spot you want to put your decal on, it's very simple. You just press your Decal Machine hotkey and you click on Project. Now, I would actually recommend, instead of just clicking on Project, Alt-click on Project, and what this does is it basically allows you to adjust the depth of the projection, which in my opinion provides a little bit cleaner projections. You can kind of mess around with it. But yeah, just Alt-click, kind of pull out arbitrarily. You don't have to be like super precise with it. And what you're going to have here is a decal on the mesh. So it looks really good now, but you're going to notice that if we zoom out, it starts kind of getting these jittery effects on the surface, and it just looks weird. This is caused by the clipping distance, and you could quickly fix this by going to the N key, clicking on View, and then increasing the clip start. However, I would not recommend this because then the clipping distance is going to be all out of whack. I would not recommend touching this. Leave it on 0.01. Instead, what you should do is select the decal, right? Press your Decal Machine hotkey and then click on Adjust, and all you're going to do is pull it out a little bit. I would suggest holding the Shift key to slow down the movement. Pull it out just until those effects are gone and you're going to be good to go. Basically, this is lifting it off the surface microscopically to the point you'll never really notice, but it gets rid of those clipping issues in just a second or two. So I would highly suggest doing that instead of adjusting the clip start value. Now, if you project your decal, you're not going to be able to move it around unless you're in edit mode. So if you want to move it around or reproject it, very simple. All you have to do is click on the Get Backup option, and it's going to have the backup of the decal before you projected it. So at this point, you can just go in here, delete out the old decal if you choose to do so, move it around maybe, project it again, and you'll be good to go. Finally, there's this option here called Match, and this one's somewhat important. So if we go in here and go to Match, what this does is it allows you to match the decal material with another material in this scene. Now right now we only have 2 different materials, the default one and the one that's on the sphere. So if we click on Match and scroll through with our scroll wheel, we only have 2 to scroll through. So yeah, not super exciting there, but if I introduced a new material, for example, maybe I came in here and made like a, let me go in here and make it a blue one, for example. I could go in here and scroll through, and now we're going to have access to this blue one as well. I would always recommend leaving the default one because by default it's going to match the material with the material of the surface you're projecting on. And sometimes if you change the material, it won't actually match well with the surface. Let me show you for example. So if I went in here, and this is a subset decal, we're going to discuss this in the next video, but just follow along for now. You're going to see that in some cases, if you change the material of the outer border of the projection, we get this really bad anti-aliasing. So we would definitely recommend leaving it at the default projection so that way it fuses nicely with the surface like that. So that's about it for this video. We covered all the basics and we'll just go over it once again. So really easy. If you want to add in a decal, you go into your decal packs, you choose one, maybe this for example. Number 2, you want to project it, right? So you find a spot, grab it and hold control, find a spot, then you press your decal machine hotkey, alt click on project, and if you get these weird like butterflies going around from a distance, you can't really see it here, but maybe from a distance like this, if you get a lot of clipping errors like that, all you do is you press the decal machine hotkey, adjust it a little bit, and then you're good to go. So that's all you have to do to adjust decals, and we already discussed the material matching and backup. So if you want to get started with decals, this is all you really need to know.